Batwoman Season 1, Episode 8, title A Mad Tea Party, and this episode being the mid-series finale, or at least technically the mid-series finale, because next week we got Episode 9, but because it's tying in with the crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths, so technically this week is the mid-series finale, and as the mid-series finale, I will say this, it's pretty not good. I enjoyed the last 15 minutes when things feel like, okay, we got, things are getting emotionally heavy. Things are getting, I'm starting to care, or at least be invested in what is happening in these last 15 minutes. But the first 30 minutes, I felt to be sloppy put together, but pasting-wise. I was like, what is going on? How did this become that? How did Kate... maybe I'm missing something here, because I only seen the episode once. I just saw the episode, right? But, here's the thing. How did Kate find out where Alice was in that warehouse? Where? Because I was like, huh? When did that happen? And everything, it's stuff like that out for the episode that I found to be very... sloppy put together. And also you have this whole the mouse being Jacob Crow, and I'm like, I don't know, these doppelganger Facebook and framing the person, I like the I still the mouse character, I just don't know what to think about him yet, because all I thought was he is a side character who's just a side character. There isn't that much depth towards him. It's that having characters having Mouse pretend he's another character, and it just doesn't really click with me for some reason. You got the stuff doing with Sophie and her husband doing the whole thing. The husband going, "Do you still love me, Sophie? Do you still love me? Do you still love me?" And all that kind of, I'm like, fucking, why did we have to focus on Sophie? You know? I get you want to put things in place and all that, but Sophie's story in this episode has no effect with the main plot. So her stuff could easily be cut out. A lot of stuff in this episode is filler, except the last 15 minutes. The last 15 minutes felt like, okay, this is what it felt like. They had an idea for the last 15 minutes, right? And then they're like, oh shit, right, it's a 45-minute show, we need to add an extra 30 pages, okay, this, and this, put that together. But the acting's fine, the acting's good, and all that. I'm like, when the 15 minutes came along, I was like, finally, this episode is in motion. But as a mid-series finale, it just felt very sloppy put together. Now, there is a little tease at the end, hinting next week with Crisis on Infinite Earths, with Nash Wells, who's on Flash, if you know what's Flash, and him, I assume he becomes Parish, that is the comic book counterpart and all that, so I assume that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see that scene, if you're a person who watches nearly all the Arrowverse shows, you're going to see that scene about 4 or 5 times, so but yeah, it's just hinting people hey, remember, this might be the mid-series finale, but remember, next week there's a crossover coming along, and we'll at least it's a 5-part crossover, but at least next week we'll see the first 3 parts, and there'll be a break, the 5-week break, and then we'll see the Arrow Legends episode. But yeah, it's just disappointing that this because the essential is I'm enjoying the season. I'm enjoying Batwoman. It's just this one of those sucky things where it's as a mid-series finale, it's not that well put together really.